Right, okay folks, welcome to another Friday Waffle. I will get round to not doing one of these, honest. I mean, I've been saying it, I keep promising you I'm going to stop doing these, and then here we go again, he does yet another waffle. But yeah, like I says, I'll do them when I can be arsed, and when I can't be arsed, I'm going to stop. Excuse me. Ah, dear. You know, excuse me, Christ, I thought that was orange juice, it's actually mango. Actually quite sweet. You know you're getting old when you say oh dear and you make noises when you get up out a chair and sit down. I certainly do that. So anyway, listen, it's the weather is absolutely fantastic. I think it was about 22 degrees today. I've got my shorts on, t-shirt on. I love this time of year. I really do. I mean, I've made no kind of secret of the fact that I do like the better weather. It's not even so much the better weather, it's just the lighter nights. You feel like you've got a lot more time. When it's dark, when you get home and it's dark, I don't know, you're just kind of almost like resigned to going to your bed and your clock watching, you know, and yeah, but when it's like this, it's, I mean, it's not getting dark now until about, I reckon about 10:30. I mean, I've started going out for walks with my daughter about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We were out last night. We found, oh sorry, I should say, Jax, who's over there. Yeah, I know you know that I'm talking about you, Jax, don't you? One of my dogs, he ran away. Well, we went to this big field and he kind of disappeared. I'm like, where the hell is he? And then he came bounding out and he was like, obviously he'd found something. And when we got to him, he'd found 2 hedgehogs. Now, fortunately, these little guys had curled up into a ball. So, I mean, Jax, he was kind of jumping at them, but he wasn't actually hurting them as such. So I quickly got rid of him, and then Archie saw them and he went a wee bit mad, trying to kind of jump at them. Got rid of him, and what I ended up doing is I took the dogs back to the car, and then Eva and I went back out to kind of look at the hedgehogs. When I got back, Eva had picked a hedgehog up. Now, I told her, I said, you really don't want to do that. Hedgehogs are an absolute harvest for fleas. She didn't believe me. I mean, what kid believes their parents? It just doesn't happen. So we're actually going back there tonight. I've got my mate coming up. This is Thursday, by the way. It's very rare. Chances are, if it's a recorded waffle, it's been recorded the night before. Because if I'm going to be not going out on a Friday, I'll usually just do a live waffle, because that's my social life. That is how sad I am. That's doing YouTube is part of my social life. You know, I'm a very social animal. I like being around people. I like talking to people. So when you're going to be stuck in yourself on a Friday night, the next best thing is just going onto YouTube and talking to you dirty lot. So yeah, what have I been doing this week? Did the waffle on, what did I do again? Yeah, I did one with Dale last week. Yeah, kind of apologies about the waffle last week. I think it actually worked out really well. In fact, I had an apology to Dale because I wasn't planning to get anybody into the waffle, and I just thought, I'll do a live waffle, yeah, that's fine. Now, maybe I'm getting a bit, I wouldn't say arrogant, a bit kind of lackadaisical, whatever, lazy, possibly. I thought I'll do a live waffle, and I didn't have any, I mean, I never prep for videos. The most prep I'm ever likely to do for a video is I'll maybe write down a couple of headings, you know, talking about something, just to kind of remind me. Because there's times when I'm at my work or I'm out and about and I think, oh, I'm going to talk about that. I see something in the news or whatever it might be, and I think I'm going to talk about that. And yeah, 9 times out of 10 I completely forget. So anyway, the plan was to do a live Friday Waffle myself last week. And then when I started, I realised pretty quick, I thought, I've got nothing to talk about. And then Dale popped into the chat and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to get Dale in because it's, well, to kind of, to try and explain, I mean, if you don't do your own YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube channel and you don't make your own content, you'll probably not have any idea what I'm talking about. But it's, making a video on your own is akin to just sitting in an empty room and talking. Now, unless you've got stuff to talk about, that can be quite difficult. Bringing somebody else into the room, you've got somebody to talk to, and that's exactly the same when you're doing a video. And yeah, I think the video, I think last week's waffle was great. Listen to some great music. I did get, it's not, I can never remember what it's called. It's not a copyright strike. It's where they contact you, the owner of said music that you use. They'll contact you and they'll basically say you can't monetize your video. Or if you do get any adverts, they get all the money and I get fuck all basically, which is fine because, well, there again, it's not always fine. Because if you put out a video, if you put out, just for example, you put out a 2-hour video and it's all you're talking and showing off videos that you've recorded and all this kind of stuff, and then you happen to have a 10-second bit of music, then in theory that the owner of the bit of music can in theory get your money. They can get the funding, not the funding, they can get all the income that you get on that video. So that seems a bit cheeky because at the end of the day, what it should be is if you make an hour's video and you have 6 minutes of music, then that is technically 1/10 of the video. So I would say that the owner of the bit of music should get 1/10 of the money, but that's not how it works. They'll just, I mean, I make, I've told you before, I don't mind telling you, I make probably about 60 quid every 3 months, which isn't very much. I probably make less than 20 quid a month on YouTube. So there you go. I was actually thinking of, just for a second by the way, so hear me out, don't start your pish. I was for a few seconds thinking maybe I should, because you've got 3 options for adverts on videos. You've got an advert at the start, which is fine because, you know, 10 seconds in and you're into the video. Then you've got an advert to finish with. Now I know that 99% of people use ad blockers, so they'll just block my adverts. But the one that I've never picked, that is having adverts that pop out intermittently throughout the video. Apparently YouTube will decide when an advert should be played. And I did tick it, and then I thought, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I know I'll probably get more money for doing that, but I'm not interested. I find nothing more irritating than starting to watch a video and then after 2 minutes it just cuts to an advert and then it goes back to the video and then it'll cut again. And so I thought, nah, not happening. I decided a long time ago I was never going to do that, and it was just a brief moment in madness that I thought maybe how can I, you know, how can I get a wee bit more money to cover my costs, because right now I don't cover my costs. And I've been brutally honest, there's only one person that actually puts any money towards my channel. I'm not gonna embarrass him by saying who it is. It's one of my regulars. He always gives me 5 quid, which is massively appreciated. The super chat that I've got in live streams, non-existent. Never get anything anymore. I think the only time I really got any money from that was when a certain, I'm not going to call him a troll because he was giving me money, so trolls don't give you money normally. But this guy was asking for a particular Commodore 64 game, and yeah, over a couple of weeks, whatever, he was chucking money at me left, right and centre. I ended up banning this guy because he was giving me money. work that one out. Yeah, he was giving me money and I banned him because I couldn't afford it. I didn't want him doing what he was doing. But yeah, that's I don't give a shit. I'm quite happy to be honest about where I am with my channel. You know, I make about 20 quid a month through Google, and I get £5 a month from one of my mates, and that's it. That is it. So when you hear the other people saying they're making £200 a month and all this kind of stuff, not this guy. But I've never been in it for money. It would be nice to cover my costs. But anyway, there you go. So what have I done? So I did the waffle with Dell last Friday. Saturday, Sunday, can't remember. That was too far away. Monday, I returned to my Kuk Sool. If you don't know what Kuk Sool is, Google it. It's a South Korean martial art. It's known as the Rolls Royce of martial arts. Not because it's better than any other martial art, but it's because it includes every other type of martial art. You know, it's got kicking, it's got punching, it's got grips, it's got pressure points, it's got throwing, it's got wrestling, it's got all manner of weapons, it's got breaking boards, kicking boards, punching boards with your hand, everything, absolutely everything. It's a fantastic martial art. Let me know if you want any information and I will definitely give you it. So because I had some personal stuff I had to deal with over the last couple of weeks, I wasn't able to get to Kuk Sool, and then because of a certain person in London getting coronated, is that a word, coronated? Kuk Sool wasn't on for about 2 days. It wasn't on on the Saturday and it wasn't on the Monday, and then I missed the Wednesday, and then I missed all of last week. So I hadn't been at Kuk Sool for about 2.5 weeks, and it's weird because I'm a grown man, but see, when you've not been at something for a wee while, you get that horrible sort of nervous kind of butterfly thing in your tummy. But went back on Monday, had a great time. Back there last night, had a really good time as well. Tuesday, I think I've mentioned my girlfriend is an excellent pool player. She's been playing. It's funny when you look at my girlfriend, you would never in a billion years think that's what she does. You know, she just doesn't look like a pool player, and I mean that. I don't mean that. Yeah, I do mean that in a flattery sense. She doesn't look. She's very girly. She doesn't look like a pool player, but she's been playing pool for about 30 years, and she's bloody good. Trust me in that. She hammers me. She hammers me most of the time at pool. But I'm getting better. I am getting better. So anyway, I have joined a pool league. I've been along 3 times. They've just started a league. They started a league this week. So I was playing against this young guy. Now there's a thing at pool. Anybody that wears a glove on their left hand usually means they're pretty good. And this guy had a glove on. I ended up getting beat 5-1, which sounds pretty much like a slaughtering, but I played fucking well. I really, really did. I mean, I didn't really miss any shot. It's just that he was better than me. You know, you can be really good, but somebody else can be even better, and I was really good. Delighted at how I played. Disappointed with the overall result. But the guy did say to me, he said that was much closer than the result was. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I now play pool on a Tuesday. Kuk Sool last night, and tonight my mate's coming up. He's coming up in about 40 minutes, and then I'll be going out for my walk with Ava. I'm trying to kind of keep busy just with stuff. Work wise, I have to say I'm enjoying my work. Now, are there any Ricky Gervais fans out there? I didn't hate Ricky Gervais, I just didn't really get him. And then I watched The Office and subsequently I've probably watched The Office. I don't know, there's two seasons, or series as we call them in the UK. I've probably watched every episode, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. It's my humour, and I've got to say, the office that I frequent, or work in I should say, sometimes I'm sitting at my desk and I'm working away, and there's so many, every person that works in my office, they've all got their own unique personality. Like everybody, every human being, in fact there's never two people the same, but everybody's got their own traits and things that they do, and I just thought to myself, this is so much like The Office. You know, there's stress in the job, there's pressure in the job, but we also get a laugh, we really do. And I sat there the other day, they're just kind of observing what was going on. I'm thinking this could quite easily be The Office, and the Ricky Gervais The Office. So no, I am enjoying my job. A couple of things, personal things I need to sort out job wise, but yeah, it's a mile away from my house as well, so you know, can't complain in that score. So that was aye. What was I going to say to you? I will have a look at the questions. I think there are a couple of questions from last week. Apologies to whoever asked my question last week or the week before, because I didn't answer it for obvious reasons, because I was doing a live one. Gaming related stuff, what have I been doing? I've discovered an emulator which I've been aware of for a wee while, but it's only been in the last couple of weeks that I've really kind of started to kind of dig into it, and it's called Techno Parrot, and this is an emulator for Windows. I don't know if it's available in Linux and Apple, whatever you call it, iOS, is that what they call it, iOS? No, iOS is the mobile phone, I don't know what the fuck it is. Anyway, it might be available for Apple. But this emulator, it emulates arcade games from sort of anywhere from like 2000 right up to, I'm sure there's one which came out in 2021. Now, most of the games, as we know, arcade games, any arcade game that's been out in the last 10 years, it's going to be one of probably two things. It's either going to be a light gun game, or it's going to be a driving game. That's pretty much it. But this emulator emulates, I think it's about 200, I think there's over 200 games supported. There's a lot of them are very similar. I mean, there's things like, is it Fast and the Furious, which is a racing game. I don't know if it's that by Sega, maybe, I don't know. Then there's like Fast and the Furious something else, and Fast and the Furious something another. So there's a lot of games. Actually, there's also a lot of beat 'em ups, Japanese beat 'em ups as well, which aren't really my thing. But there was, the reason I kind of got back into it again was I saw somebody made a tweet, and they were talking about, they were asking a question. They said, is Outrun 2 Sega's best ever racing game? Now, if you're old school, you probably know that Outrun, the original Outrun that came out in 1986, I'm thinking, it's going to be one of the best arcade racing games. Even now, you know, it might look a wee bit dated, but it's still a glorious game. It's got stonking music. In fact, as Dell and I told you, it's got the best arcade music ever. So Outrun 2, somebody was asking the question, is Outrun 2 the best? And I thought, you know what, I want to play that. So I was trying to see if I could acquire Outrun 2 for the PC. Couldn't find it. Then I thought, well, I could play my Xbox, because I've still got it on the Xbox, and I've also got it on the Xbox 360. Now, if you try and get it on Xbox 360 legally, you're not going to get it because apparently Sega's license for using the Ferrari image, car, logo, whatever you want to say, has expired. What do you call it? Microsoft had to remove it from the Microsoft Store thing. I did buy it back in the time. Now, if you've bought it, you can still play it as long as you don't delete your drive. So I've still got it, but then I thought to myself, I wonder what the best version is. So I went and I did a bit of a Google, and it was quite clear that whilst the original Xbox and the Xbox 360 versions are really, really good, you know, probably if you didn't play the arcade one, you would never distinguish them. The guy or the person did say that whilst both are really good, they're not as good as the arcade one. And I thought, I wonder if you can emulate the arcade one. Now I've not updated MAME. The version of MAME that I'm using is probably, I don't know, might even be 10 years old, maybe not quite as old as that, I'm not quite sure. I've not updated it for a long time. Does MAME support all these games? Let me know if it does. Yeah, let me know if it does. I mean, these games to download, they're pretty chunky, they're pretty big files. But anyway, so I'm kind of going off topic, not like me. I started having a wee look, and then I discovered that this Technoparrot emulator, which I was aware of, supported this game. So I did a bit of searching and asking about on my Discord channel, and I think it was one of the lads, a guy called Big Juffer, top bloke. He said, here you go, this is where you can download all the ROMs, and it's completely free. So went in, grabbed all the ROMs. I mean, it took a couple of days to download them all because there's a lot, and they do go pretty slow because the website, you don't download very quick. Anyway, again, I'm going off topic. I downloaded every ROM that I could possibly get. Then I discovered that there's about 30 of the games you can't play unless you subscribe to the programmers of the emulators Patreon. And my first reaction was, bollocks to that. I'm not giving them money to play an illegal game. But then it got me thinking. I thought, you know what? These guys don't supply the ROMs. These guys are just charging you for the code for something that is really, really incredible. And that got me thinking differently, and I thought, well, wait a minute, you know, it's only right, you know, if you want... The thing that I dislike about a lot of this scene of ours, people expect stuff for free. There's a lot of great people out there that write games for 8-bit machines, 16-bit machines, PC, whatever, making videos, people like myself that make content. We do this for free. And there's some people who have this complete, you know, right to complain about stuff. By all means, complain about it, but you know, you can fuck off because we don't get paid for it. So these guys that spend a lot of time writing these emulators, I thought to myself, you know what, there's no harm in them if you giving people the option to give them some money. The thing is, 99. Listen to me, like I know these facts. I'm only talking from personal experience. If there's a game that comes out and you've got the option to maybe pay £5 or get it for free, I'm being brutally honest, 9 times out of 10 I'll just do no thanks, just take me to link, I'll take it for free. I have no problem buying games. If somebody puts a value in a game and says you've got to pay £5, I will buy it if I want to play it. But I think it's human nature, you know, if we can get something for free, we'll do it. So the guy, these, I think it's a team of people that write this Technoparrot. They've been quite clever. What they've done is they let you play 180 games completely for free, or 170 I should say, and the other 30 you've got to subscribe or pay a Patreon thing. So I signed up to it yesterday. It's $4.99 a month. I can cancel at any point. $4.99 isn't a lot of money. it's not a lot of money. So yeah, having great fun. It's taken me quite a while to set the games up. You've got to set up all the controls. Some of them don't work. Some of them are a wee bit hit or miss. I did actually start recording a video of about 4 or 5, of the games, playing them for a couple of minutes each, just to give you a flavour and let you see just what an amazing emulator this is. And unfortunately I screwed up the sound. What I didn't realise is, if you're using OBS, you need to change the properties each time you record a different game, because it's a different window and you need to change the sound. So yeah, that will be coming out. I was asking a couple of guys, or talking about it in Discord, and one of the guys said that whilst it is extremely impressive what you're getting, the games you're emulating. I mean, you can emulate games like Star Wars, is it Pod Racer, and Outrun 2, loads of other games. What he said was, it's not as impressive as you think it is, and it's because these games are effectively running, they're like PCs, they're running, it's not in Windows, but, well, maybe it is Windows, they're running PC code. So when you've got a PC, it is easier, there's probably less fucking about to get a game like that running on a PC. But I've got to say, I think it's incredible. In fact, it's so incredible, I've actually not touched my Mister for a week. Don't worry, folks, I'm not going off my Mister. Love my Mister to bits, as you know. Yeah, there will be a Technoparrot video coming out in the near future. It will take a bit of messing about and a bit of time to record it. And what I'll probably do is put a wee kind of tutorial in there as well. Now, the reason I'm rushing when I'm talking here is because I think of things when I'm talking, think I better not forget that. Talking of paying money, Netflix. Like everybody in the entire world, nobody pays for Netflix on their own. Everybody uses their mate's Netflix. That's technically not true for me, because me and 2 of my mates, we pay for the Paramount channel, we pay for Netflix, and we pay for the Disney channel. And you can have up to, I think it's about 6 or 7 sub-accounts. So 6 or 7 people can access that. Now, yesterday, Netflix announced that I think you can still have the same number of accounts, or at least you can have multiple accounts using one membership. But, and here's the but, they've all got to be under the same address, or presumably under the same IP address. So if you're in your house and your mate's in his house, forget it. What they're going to do is, for an extra £4.99, bargain, not. You can, for an extra £5, you can still continue with it. I'm not paying an extra £6 to watch Netflix, or £5. So we've cancelled it. I personally think that Netflix have shot themselves in the foot, because most people that I know definitely they either chip in and with their friends and have an account that 3 or 4 people use, or else their mate gives them their login details. But that in itself is a huge kind of carrot to get you to sign up to Netflix. But the fact that they've now imposed this additional £5, people are just going to go, you know what, forget it. As we all know, there are other ways of watching these things without paying for it. Well, paying for it, but I'll say no more than that. Google's your friend, go into YouTube, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to cancel Netflix. What do you guys think? Do you think that Netflix are well within their right to start charging additional fees for if you're not in the same household? Let me know what you think. I just think they're a showery bastards myself, because they were quite happy doing it for a long time, and now they've come along and put this thing in. Before I forget, channel wise, I was listening to a podcast the other day there, actually, it was a couple of days ago at night time actually, I was in my bed, and it just got me thinking about how much I miss doing podcasts. I used to do a podcast with the other lads from the computer club, and I've not done any for a long time. I mean, I know my Friday Waffle, I do podcast it, so that anyone that wants to listen to it, because the Waffle is really a podcast, let's be honest, you don't have to look at this handsome face to enjoy it. You can quite happily get away with just listening to it on the podcast. So anyway, I was doing a wee bit of thinking, trying to come up with something a bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a podcast where I invite a person, guest if you will, onto the podcast, and I want them to give me probably their 3 desert island games. In other words, they can only play these 3 games. That's the only games they can ever play again. What 3 games would they pick? Forget the fact that desert islands don't have electricity. Forget the fact that they don't have Wi-Fi. Forget all that bollocks. Just imagine that you've got the means to play any game. What 3 games would you take to the desert island? Bear in mind you wouldn't get to play any other games ever again. But to make it slightly different, I would also ask what 3 games should never have been made, because they're either shit or they quite simply get on your nerves. Call it, what's it, Room 101? What 3 games would you put into Room 101? Now, one of the Retro and Limb lads, a guy called John Latimer, fellow Scots bloke, top bloke, he used to have a video podcast called Desert Island Games, and it's exactly what I've just described. He would get a guest on and he would ask them to pick, I can't remember how many it was, it might have been 5 or something, pick 5 games that you want to have. I'm just checking the time. I've still got another 20 minutes before my mate turns up. In fact, I'm picking him up actually. Yeah, I thought to myself before, but John's not made any YouTube videos for a long time. Now, I didn't want to be a twat and just start this video and then somebody sees it and thinks, wait a minute, that's what John used to do. So I messaged John, got him on Facebook, had a good chat, and I asked him, I says, look, I'm looking to start up a new kind of feature, and I explained to him exactly what it's going to kind of consist of, and he says, listen, be great to have somebody else can you pick up the baton and run with it. So I've already got guest number 1 lined up. I'm going to be chatting to this person on Sunday, but John is going to be guest number 2. I don't think he's ever actually been a guest on his own channel, so I think it's only right and proper that I get John on for podcast number 2. I will be trying to get sort of famous people, if that's the better word, I don't know, people that are in the industry, but I'm opening this up to anybody. If you have ever watched one of my videos and you want to take part in this podcast, put your comment down below, let me know, and I will endeavour to get you on. I don't think it's going to be a long podcast. I reckon it'll be half an hour to an hour, absolutely tops. The whole point of it is I want them to be kind of short and snappy. I don't want it to drag on and on. So the first one, I say, will be getting recorded on Sunday. I'm not going to tell you who it is. And then the second one is going to be John. I want to get John onto it as well. So if you want to, let me know what you think. Would you look forward to watching or listening to it, I should say. If you want to take part in it, please put your comment down below. Right, I'm rushing here because I need to leave literally in about 15 minutes, so I'm just going to jump in. Yeah, I noticed a car crashed into the gates of Downing Street. I saw the video, and it doesn't really, well, from what I can gather, it doesn't look like somebody was driving at any speed. Looking at it, I don't even think, to me it doesn't even look like they were attempting to knock the gates down. I mean, why would anybody want to go into Downing Street? This beats the shit out of me. To me, it looks more like the guy didn't know where he was going. Don't know. Yeah, before I forget, so I'm stealing all of Dell's thunder, because Dell does do his weekly blog, and he talks about the news. Tina Turner died yesterday. Now, I wasn't a massive Tina Turner fan, but today at work we've got the radio on, and they were playing a lot of her hits. And it's funny, sometimes it takes somebody to be dead before you actually appreciate what it is that they actually did. And some of it, it's hard to believe just how much music she actually put out. So from what I gather, she wasn't keeping well. I think she had cancer possibly. So yeah, I think it's... Oh, shut up.
Hey, what's up, guys? OSJ here.
Be quiet, la 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 la. Old style game. I don't know how I managed to start that video. So no, it actually sounds to me like it's probably for the best. But yeah, rest in peace, Tina. Right, let me have a quick. Let me try and find. I did put out a couple of videos. You lot have actually been ruined this week. I did put out an Amiga conversion of Commodore 64 games video. I put that out earlier in the week. It's doing really well. It's had, I mean, for me, it's doing well. It's had 619 views, which isn't bad. And then I put out an Arcade Perfect yesterday, which people always seem to enjoy. Right, let me have a quick look. 5 days ago, Friday Waffle Live. This is last week's. Oh, I've got my Takata playing again. Right, okay, I'm just going to quickly read. Lord Evil, I agree the Beatles are overrated, but I can also say the same thing about the Rolling Stones. I love Keith Richards, but Jagger is highly overrated. And I think I commented and said, with you in both of these, bar a couple of tracks, I find the Rolling Stones music annoying. Yeah, never been a fan of the Rolling Stones. Right, Milthy. Here we go, Milthy Swinbuckle. Milthy, what I'll probably do, mate, and I hope you don't mind, I want you to ask my question this week, but I'm probably only going to answer the question you asked last week, and then the one that you asked from 2 weeks ago, I'll do next week, if that's alright. Right, several games that came out 20, 30 and even 40 years ago will still be played regularly by me. Games such as Sensi Soccer, Robotron, International Karate Plus, Galaxian, Stunt Car Racer, Tetris, etc, etc. I will never grow old of, and hopefully will be playing these games into old age, and perhaps even a day or two before I'm pushing up the daisies. So, Mr. Mainmeister, I just made that wee bit up. 2 questions this week. What old games do you think you will never tire of and think will never be bettered? Right, I'm not going to answer, I'm not going to look at question 2. What games? Bloody hell. Oh, Robotron, Berserk, Galaxian, Whizball, Hybris. There's so many. I mean, there's so many arcade games. I'm not a fan of modern sort of remakes with games. It's interesting because that Techno Parrot, the game I was telling you about, there's one game, I'm not going to tell you what it is because you can watch the video. It's a remake of a classic arcade game, and it's kind of got, I wouldn't say photorealistic, but they've really enhanced the graphics. When I say enhanced to me means could be described as make better, and I'm going to use the word enhanced from the point of view of they've made them more realistic looking. But you know what? No, if I'm going to play this game, I would rather play the original. Yeah, but I would say any of these arcade games, Milfy, you know, there's very few games, very few original games that I would say, oh, I want a remake. The one I have said is I would love to see a super enhanced Way of the Exploding Fist. Can you imagine Way of the Exploding Fist? It's got to be pixel, by the way, it's not got to be realistic. Can you imagine Way of the Exploding Fist on like a PlayStation 4 or something? That would be something special. It probably would be shite, but anyway. Number 2, and are there any modern games, say in the last 20 years, that you feel the same way about? Modern games, again, yeah, you've mentioned one of them, Sensible Soccer. It is categorically, bar none, the best video football game ever in the history of the world, or indeed the universe. Yeah, it's never been bettered. Even, I mean, the very first version that came out, just called Sensible Soccer, was fantastic. They brought out a version 1.1, I think, because the goalkeeper was a bit shit, so they improved the goalkeeper. And then they brought out Sensible Soccer, I can't even remember, there was different versions. Was it European or something? They brought out different versions, and they were all fantastic, but I always think they never quite, there was just something ever so slightly lost in the playability and the kind of handling of the game. So the original Sensi Soccer, categorically, fantastic. Power Wash Simulator, no, I'm only joking. You know what, I've actually weaned myself off that game. I've not played it for a long time. Yeah, what other games have come out? You know what, I'm completely going to forget. I said Rolling Thunder, but that came out 40 years ago. Christ, it makes you feel old when you talk about things like that. Yeah, there's going to be other games. Definitely going to be other games. Can't think of them offhand at the moment, but yeah. Anyway, listen, guys. Sorry for the wee jump cut there. My daughter just was screaming downstairs at me. I have to go, apparently go and buy her some shampoo and conditioner. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I'm going to go and get this bad boy uploaded. Sunday. I'm arranging with my first podcast guest. I'm going to be tying up with him at 8 o'clock, so I might be along on Sunday. It depends. I will put, if I'm going to be doing a stream, it might be earlier. It might be maybe 6 till 8. Yeah, more likely it's going to be 6 o'clock until 8, because the podcast is going to be starting at 8, might finish at 9. I'm not doing a podcast from 9 o'clock. Anyway, listen, stay tuned to Discord, stay tuned to YouTube, stay tuned to Facebook, the Main Meister thing, if you're on that, and I will keep you up to date. Listen, guys, enjoy the weather. Thank you very much to everybody that supports the channel. Massive welcome to any new subscribers. Always appreciate it. Till next time, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching.